Clark has been named on Forbes' list 25 most powerful women.
Caitlin Clark has been named on Forbes' list of the 25 most powerful women. Caitlin Clark just made Forbes' list of the 25 most powerful women in sports, and the WNBA is struggling to cope. That's right, Forbes placed her at number 4, and the collective teeth grinding across the league was almost audible. Envy is palpable. Here's a question for you. How much longer until the WNBA acknowledges that Caitlin Clark isn't merely a player, but the brand that sustains their relevance?
Well, it looked like Caitlin Clark is ringing bells yet again, this time making another exclusive list. And this is the second list that she has made this offseason. This time is dealing with Forbes' top 25, man.
Forbes just released their top 25 most powerful women in sports list. And can you guess who's ranked among the global icons? Caitlin Clark. The very same Caitlin that half the WNBA dedicated last season to calling overrated. Yes, that Caitlin. Number 4 in the entire nation. And you already know what that implies. Widespread, instant envy.
But the article goes on to say Caitlin is named on Forbes America's most powerful 25 women in sports list.
Forbes didn't hold back either. They dubbed her the face of a new chapter in women's sports, with $8 million in endorsements, record-breaking TV ratings, and a fan base that has crashed ticket platforms multiple times. All this, while some players continue to act as if she's just another guard. Come on, Forbes doesn't place another guard next to Serena Williams and Simone Biles. And let's be honest, this goes beyond money. It's about influence. When you appear on lists typically reserved for billionaires and CEOs, you're operating on a different plane of power. She isn't just moving the needle, she's reshaping the entire culture.
Her record-breaking college basketball career into early dominance in the WNBA. Her estimated $8 million income from her rookie season with the Indiana Fever was bolstered by big deals like Nike, Wilson, Gatorade, and signals and shift in how female athletes are being valued.
Now, the reaction from the WNBA was precisely what you'd anticipate. Deafening silence. Oh, they definitely saw it. They just refused to say anything. Not a single official team account even shared it. That's the telltale sign that it stung, because in their hearts, they know Forbes is correct. Caitlin Clark is the sole reason some of those arenas saw crowds this year. She sold out games in cities that previously couldn't fill half a venue. You would think that would command some respect, but no. Some players are still posting passive-aggressive comments on social media, claiming we all contribute value. Of course. But only one of you attracted millions of new viewers. That's an entirely different level of value. And Forbes didn't just name her, they detailed their reasoning. They stated Caitlin has transformed a record-setting college career into immediate dominance in the professional league. In other words, she's accomplishing in a single season what some players haven't in a decade. They highlighted the major brands that flock to her: Nike, Wilson, Gatorade. These corporations don't invest in just anyone. They recognized what we all did, the Caitlin effect. It's ironic because many players complained about her media coverage, but now she's officially on a Forbes power list. Good luck trying to ignore her now.
Season, it's gonna be legendary, bro. It truly is. It's gonna be something like we never seen before. I'm calling it right now. That's how much faith I got in Cece, bro. Cece's she like that, dog.
The same individuals who dismissed her interviews are now scrolling through that list, trying to act like they missed it. Oh, they saw it. They just can't accept that the rookie with too much hype is now ranked higher in global influence than their entire league. Let's also consider the timing. This announcement comes just as the WNBA is in the midst of CBA negotiations. Players are demanding more pay, a larger share of revenue, and more respect. And Caitlin Clark has just been named one of the most powerful women alive. You can't write this stuff. She is the living embodiment of everything the league is fighting for, and simultaneously, the focus of their resentment. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert ought to be sending her bouquets weekly, because without Caitlin Clark, those TV ratings would be as quiet as a Sunday morning. Every time she steps on the court, the league goes viral. Every time she speaks, it makes headlines. That isn't luck, that's star power, and now Forbes has certified it. The article essentially declared, "We recognize the chain. Caitlin Clark signifies a new market for women's sports, where influence is as important as championship." The best part? She's number 4. Only 3 people are ranked higher. We're talking about global titans and billion-dollar entities. And then, there she is. Caitlin Clark, sitting right among them. That isn't just power, that's impact. Meanwhile, some players are still posting cryptic messages, like the media chooses who to crown. Yes, they do, and they pick the one who filled your arena. Even the WNBA's PR department seems confused. How do you reconcile the "we are a team" league message with the reality that one player is the face of every positive story you have? You don't, so they act like she's just one of the team, but the Forbes ranking proves otherwise. Caitlin Clark has achieved mainstream celebrity status. She participates in golf tournaments, charity functions, and national interviews, all without the league's assistance. And that is the source of their jealousy. She doesn't need them. They need her. The irony is that her success benefits everyone. When Forbes features her, they mention the WNBA. When she sells out arenas, the other players get paid. But instead of celebrating her, some act as if she's the issue. That's the effect of envy. It makes you resent the very person who is helping you succeed. And let's be frank, the data is undeniable. Caitlin's presence led to record attendance, record merchandise sales, and the highest WNBA viewership in history. In one season, just one. Now she's being honored by Forbes for that achievement. That is not a coincidence. It's a power shift. You could sense it from the moment she joined the league. Brands began offering larger contracts. TV networks started competing for broadcast rights. And suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the fever. She made a small market team a household name overnight. So yes, when Forbes names her one of the 25 most powerful women in sports, they're not just discussing basketball, they're talking about a cultural phenomenon, someone who advanced women's sports without seeking anyone's approval. And while others are tweeting about earning respect, she's being ranked alongside world leaders. That's the distinction between creating buzz and creating history. After the Forbes story broke, it didn't take long for the responses to surface. But rather than a flood of praise, it felt more like the calm before a storm. Some WNBA players liked a few posts, but hardly any mentioned her name. That silence was telling. You can't convince me that a player ranked number 4 on a Forbes list above team owners, executives, and Olympic legends shouldn't be celebrated across the league, but no. You could almost feel the collective scrolling and jaw clenching. It's the same reaction every time. Caitlin gets a major acknowledgement and everyone falls silent. Remember when she shattered viewership records? Silence. When she sold out arenas consecutively? Silence. Now she's officially one of the 25 most powerful women in sports, and the silence is overwhelming. And here's the real kicker. Forbes didn't base this on speculation or potential. They analyzed tangible outcomes. They reviewed endorsement deals, media presence, and economic sway. Caitlin met every criterion. She's not just playing a sport, she's managing a business empire before her 25th birthday. She has Nike promoting her signature shoes, Wilson designing her custom basketball, and Gatorade featuring her in a way usually reserved for male athletes. Meanwhile, the rest of the league is still petitioning the commissioner for a raise. The disparity is stark. Let's be honest, this Forbes list just confirmed what fans have known for months. The WNBA doesn't have a marketing issue, it has a jealousy issue, because this is what's happening. Instead of leveraging Caitlin's success, the league remains on the defensive. It seems they'd rather control the story than embrace the momentum. But here's a reality check. You can't control a cultural movement this significant. Caitlin Clark is the story. She's the reason young girls are buying Fever jerseys. She's the reason ESPN shifted games to prime time. And she's the reason you're even discussing the WNBA beyond draft night highlights. The Forbes piece even emphasized that her influence extends past the court. They noted her success marks a change in how female athletes are perceived in professional sports. That's more than a compliment, it's a declaration. It means she's compelling brands to reevaluate their entire approach. But instead of cheering her on, you see certain parts of WNBA social media attempting to diminish it. Tweets like, "There are more powerful women who don't get media coverage." Perhaps, but none of them are packing 18,000-seat arenas on a weeknight. The envy is practically seeping through the screen. It's as if they desire her fame without her responsibilities. People overlook the immense pressure Caitlin is under every time she plays. She's not just aiming to win, she's carrying the league's reputation on her shoulders. And yet, she's expected to endure it all with a smile, while others criticize her. Remember the backlash for not celebrating enough, then the backlash for celebrating too much. That's how you know she's occupying prime real estate in their minds. Now add a Forbes ranking to that, and the jealousy goes into overdrive. It's ironic how the WNBA champion's growing the game until someone actually achieves it. Then, suddenly, it's an issue. Caitlin Clark is the very growth they've been asking for. She is the living solution to every marketing challenge the league has faced. But instead of taking notes, some are just fixated on her brand deals. And let's not act like this Forbes list doesn't hurt. It's not just about fame, it's about influence. Forbes just officially stated that Caitlin has more sway in the sports world than most executives. She's influencing sponsorship trends, fan interaction, and even broadcast agreements. Forbes put it simply, Caitlin Clark's presence in professional basketball has altered how fans and brands perceive women's sports. In other words, she's not just a component of the system, she is the system. Even Adam Silver indirectly acknowledged it recently. He mentioned that WNBA players will earn more in the CBA cycle and that they are deserving of it. Translation, thank Caitlin Clark. Her name is the reason sponsors and networks are even paying attention to the CBA. And let's not forget, the same WNBA that overlooked her for weeks after the draft is now featuring her in every promotional video. It's amusing how that works. A year ago, she was just another rookie. Now she's number 4 on Forbes' most powerful list. That is the very definition of poetic justice.
And do you know what makes it even sweeter? She's achieving all this without any drama. No feuds, no ego trips, no controversial statements, just pure performance, discipline, and consistency. That's what irritates people. She doesn't need to demand the spotlight. It finds her organically. While others are busy subtweeting, Caitlin is busy rewriting history. She's constructing a legacy one step, one endorsement, one record at a time. And if you consider it, the Forbes honor isn't just an award for her, it's a guide for the future. It demonstrates to every young athlete that by combining talent, business acumen, and humility, you can create your own empire. No need for gatekeepers. That's why the envy is so intense, because Caitlin Clark didn't wait for the WNBA to give her the spotlight. She created her own, and it's here to stay. The Forbes list just validated what everyone was already thinking, but what some are unwilling to admit publicly. The WNBA needs Caitlin Clark far more than she needs them. Fans appreciate her for her authenticity. Brands value her for her consistency, and the media is drawn to her because she drives engagement. That is the ultimate trifecta of power. So yes, when Forbes named her one of the 25 most powerful women in the world, it wasn't just a title, it was a wake-up call. For the players who still claim she's overhyped, for the executives who underestimate her on draft night, and for every doubter who thought her popularity would wane after college. Surprise, she's only getting more influential. Caitlin Clark just made Forbes' list of the 25 most powerful women in the world, and the WNBA can't conceal its jealousy. Whether you like her or not, she is taking the league to unprecedented heights. So, what are your thoughts? Will the league ever give her the recognition she has earned? Leave your comments below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more news.